morning, students. I hope you all are doing well. I am Mr. Prithviraj. I am your 9th class physics teacher. Welcome to Kamla online program. As we all know, we are going through a big crisis. We are going through a pandemic situation called Corona. So we cannot go out from our house. We cannot we cannot come to our school. The traditional jobs, like traditional process stopped. So we have to be like we have to come to online. So thanks to our principal ma'am, she arranged these all online program and all. And make sure to subscribe the channel so that you people will get the notification, okay, and about each and every videos of our own school YouTube. You will get it in your circular and all. So 9th class physics. Now you people passed out from 8th class. Whatever you people were doing in 8th class, it will be a bit different. From 9th class, the physics will be a little bit complicated. The physical science or these things will be a little bit complex. So today basically we will read physical science and the topic comes under chemistry. That is not physics. Okay, the topic will be coming under chemistry. The topic comes under chemistry, that is your first chapter, that is matter around us. The first topic, students, the matter around us. Before starting the class, some notes you need to follow. Make your house your own school. Be seated in a proper place where you won't get any noise and all, and there should be no disturbance and all. And please be ready with the textbook and your notebook. If you don't have textbook, pay close attention to the video and note each and every line whatever I am saying. Okay, so let's get started. The first topic is matter around us. Your chapter name, chapter 1, matter around us. So first topic is, students, the matter around us. So it is a very important topic, okay, for your understanding purpose. So let's get started. You may have heard the phrase called matter. Yes, you may have heard the matter is closed. What's that matter, students? What is that matter, friend? But here in science, the perspective is completely different. Here in science, the objective of matter and the meaning of matter is completely different. Whatever you are hearing in your previous days and all. Students, you had read about non-metals, synthetic materials, metals, right? In your childhood, in your 8th class standard, you all have read these all things. They all are matters. Bench, table, shirt, human being, a blackboard, chalk, everything is a matter. Each and every stuff is a matter. So what could be the definition for it? The definition for matter will be anything which has mass, second, occupies space. Anything which has two properties. First is it has mass. Okay, it should have some mass. It is chalk. I can feel that chalk weighs something. Mass means weight, but you should not say weight. Okay. In from 9th class, what I said, each and every word will have certain meanings. Okay. So mass means you people know that weight. So an object must have mass and it should occupy some space. The chalk is occupying some space or not? This is the space in which you can place the chalk. You cannot place this chalk in your ear because you don't have space, right? Proper space for this particular chalk, right? So it has its own space and it has its own mass. So we will call it a matter. So each and every object which has mass and occupies some space is called as matter. Now the question is, sir, are matters are only in solid? No. Matters we can obtain in different states also. Matter can be solid, either liquid or maybe gas. So states of matter. States of it. What are the states? States means, what do you mean by states? States means the nature in which they are, like whether they are solids or they are liquids or they are gases. So states of it means matter. How many states are there? Basically 3. Nowadays 5, but before it was 3. For you all, you need to learn only 3. Okay? So there are 3 states of matter, that is solid, liquid, gas. Solid, liquid and gas. There are the 3 states of, these are the 3 states of matter. What are the example? We will take one example, that is water. Water is in which state? Water is in liquid state. Can water come into solid state? Yes, it can come into solid state, that is your ice. It can go into vapor state, like gaseous state? Yes, the water vapor is a gaseous state. So water is an object which can change its state. So here we can conclude that a matter can change its state. Its physical state is, suppose its physical state is solid, we can convert it into liquid and gas as well, right? Before we go towards those stuff, we need to learn the characteristics of solids, liquids and gases. Characteristics means what you will explain to me, what kind of characteristics I am having. I am lean, I am tall, I know physics, I don't know maths, right? These are my characters which you will say, right? In school what you will say, no, that sir is quite angry, like that stuff. Like the characters means by looking into it, what all things you can explain. So what all things we will get from solid, like what are the characteristics of solid, liquid and gas, we people discuss in this particular class, the properties which is given over there. Okay, so let's get started. Properties of solids, liquids, gases. What are the properties of solids, liquids and gases? First thing, solids are having definite shape and sides. Again, look at the chalk. What is the shape of it? Cylindrical. Okay, it has a proper shape. What is your shape of mobile phone? Rectangle. Right? These are the what? Sorry. These are the shape. So every solid object is having its proper shape. What about liquid? Yes. Liquids don't have a proper shape. Why? Because you will put that liquid in a bottle, it will take the shape of the bottle. You put it in a rectangle bottle, it will take the shape of the rectangle bottle. It has mass, right? It has definite size, but it doesn't have any shape. You got my point, right? Liquids, it will take the shape of container. It will take the shape of the container. Suppose we will keep this kind of container, it will take this kind of shape. We have kept, suppose it will take this shape as well. It will take this shape as well. Wherever we will place the liquid, it will take the shape of the particular container in which we are keeping the water. What about gases? No, gases don't have proper shape. They don't have definite size or definite like shape or size. They don't have both. They are random. They are randomly like propagating around us. Okay. So first thing what we have learned that solids are having definite shape and size. Liquids, it will take the shape of the container. Gases, they don't have. Right? It's that easy. Next one, this is your activity number 1 which we have completed now. Here he has given a different kind of stuff, like you need to take a proper kind of a different kind of containers, and you have to take a definite amount of water, that is 50 ml or 100 ml, and you just try to put it in all of this, the same amount. You will see 50 ml will take the shape of a cuboid, it will take a shape of your triangular, it will take like shape of your circular. So that's what it want to say. Wherever may be, like whatever may be the size or type of the container, it will take that particular shape. Liquid doesn't have their own shape, and gases, they don't have shape and size. Okay. Next. What about volume? They have fixed shape and volume. What about volume? Volume means what, students? Volume means what? What is it? If a container is having both x, y and z axis, what I am talking about? X means your length, y means your breadth, and z means your height. If a container is 3-dimensional, then inside it how much amount you can keep, that will be called as volume. You take a bottle has how much volume? You will say 1 liter volume, sir. Means the bottle can contain 1 liter of water or 1 liter of milk. The volume is 1 liter. That's what I want to say. Okay. So CNG, you might have heard about CNG, right? I'm coming. They have volume or not? We will talk about like activity number 2. We will discuss. 1 we have just completed. We are now reading activity number 2, and these all will come under the properties only. Now we are discussing activity number 2. Do the gases have definite shape and a fixed? And fixed volume. I'll put the page of the book on your screen. What is it? You might have heard about CNG. Go to CNG pump and ask them where they store CNG. Also see where the CNG is stored in your vehicle. Lastly, transport to the vehicle. See students, I'll explain in my manner what exactly is given in your book. You might have heard about green vehicles. Green vehicles means they are running with CNG, compressed natural gas. They are not coming under our this what you call petrol and diesel. Okay, it is not electric as well. CNG means you people you can see in other states, like in our Hyderabad also it is there. CNG stands for compressed natural gas. Why we are using CNG? To give less emission of dust particles. Poisonous particles will come very less, very few will come. That's why we are calling them green fuel. Okay. So you need to ask where they are keeping. Definitely they will be keeping in a large cylinders. And they will be in our vehicle also, there will be some cylinders. I'll put the image there, you can see they are placing it in the cylinders. Okay. From the observation and the above activity, we in our daily experience, we can find CNG, all the gases neither have fixed shape nor have fixed volume. They don't have any fixed shape or volume. That is not fixed. Only solids have fixed shape and volume. Liquid and gases, they don't have. From these 2 experiments, we have concluded this thing. Okay. So now we have completed about volume, definite shape and volume, where we have concluded that the solids are having definite volume and shape and size, and volume and size. Liquids don't have, they have volume but they don't have size and all. Gases, they don't have both. Okay. Okay. Next, compressibility. Next students, what we will discuss? Compressibility. Compressibility is another property. Here, can you compress a solid object? Can you compress? Compress means what? Applying force in all directions so that you can reduce its size, right? Can you compress a solid object? No, you cannot compress. You may break it. Yes, we can do this one. This is solid, but we can compress it because it has space inside it. It is not that solid properly. It is a sponge, right? But what about a proper solid object? Can you compress it? No. Compressibility is very low. What about liquid? Can we compress a liquid? Students, compressibility of liquid is also very low. We cannot compress it. If you are about to compress it, you have to give a lot of pressure. What about gases? Yes, gases has high compressibility. High compressibility means you can see the cylinders at your house, right? What it has been doing? Like the cylinder is having what? It is having gas, a huge amount of gas compressed inside a cylinder. So we are saying that compressed natural gas, right? The whole gases, the particles between the gases are very far away from each other. We are just bringing them closer. And we are putting it in a cylinder. Okay, so that's what compressibility. So let me discuss what will be the compressibility of solids. It is very less for solids. It is very less, you will write. For liquids, what you will write? For liquids, it is less. And here for gases, it is more. Compressibility of solids are very less, liquids are less, and gases are more. Like we can compress gas more. Okay? This is your activity number 3. Okay. Students, next we will discuss about other stuff. Before that, I want to explain you a small thing. That suppose I will take a solid, I will take one liquid, take one gas. Suppose these three are solid, liquid and gases. So what will be in solids? The particles inside the solids are closely packed. As you can see, the particles are closely packed. In liquids, they are loosely packed. They are closely packed, they are loosely packed. They are having a little bit space in between them. Here, they are far apart from each other. That's why you can run in our atmosphere. You can run. Atmosphere contains air, it has particles, but you can run. You cannot run easily inside water. Okay, you cannot run easily inside water. And in solid particles, can we run through the wall? We will die, or we may get hurt. Why? After striking the wall, we will get bleeding. Why? Because solid doesn't allow us. It won't allow us. It won't allow to go through it. Okay, we will strike it, right? So we should not go in solids. So solids don't have space in between them. Liquids have little bit space in between them. Gases are having a large space in between them. They are having it far, like they are far away from each other. That's what I want to say you. So we can compress this one. We can bring it closer. We can bring them little bit closer. Can we bring them more close? No, because they are closely packed already. But here we can bring them closer. So there is a chance of compression in case of gas. In case of liquid, a little chance is there. In case of solid, no chance of compression, right? Okay. Next we will discuss about diffusion. In the next class, we will discuss a stuff called diffusion. But before that, today's homework will be, you people should write activity number 1, activity number 2 and activity number 3. Okay, you need to figure it out from your workbooks and all. I hope our school store is open. Come soon, take your workbooks, take your learning objectives, take your all stuff and all, and start doing this. And today's homework will be your activity number 1, 2 and 3, which you need to write with a proper in a proper manner. Okay. And in the next class we will discuss diffusion, and that will be very important for you. Thank you.